Hello, guys and gals, animal friends, and spirit pals. Welcome or welcome back to Spirit Whisperer Channel. Thank you, each and every one of you who are deciding to join with me whenever you do. This is a tape video from your old buddy Marky Mark to do a couple of tarot tickling political reads. I know you've been missing me because I was missing in action for a few days. I am a Libra baby. My birthday was October 1st, the 1st. And so I took a couple of days off to do nothing, just get older. But now I'm back again. With my tarot in hand, and my spirit guides, and my good buddy Pan. We're going to pull some cards. So, of course, I invite you guys to go along with me. I want to look at the energy for the Oompa Loompa for October. Like, just how's that looking? How's that looking for him? Okay? What's the matter, Mrs.? You better get over and sit down by me and be a good girl. Let's see here. How's it going for the Oompity-Doompity-Doomp for the month of October? So we're going to kind of look at each week. I'll probably pull 3 cards, maybe 4 per week. We'll see as we go along. Okay. There we go. Boy, that looks fabulous. Let's look at week 2, shall we? This deck is called Before Tarot. Comes in this here box, Before Tarot. I'll let you see if you can read the names because there's no way in heck I can pronounce them. You know, that's a lot. I like them though. They have really neat depictions. So it's kind of like what happened the moment before the picture you normally see on the card. So it's like a moment before that picture was snapped or whatever, or drawn. That's how this goes. And then they have another one called After Tarot, which is, you know, the moments after the regular picture we see. There's a little extra zhuzh to the card. So far I like them. So let's see about week 2. Ooh, there he is. The Oompa Poompa. Mucky Pocket. Yeah, that's who we're talking about. Tarot cards and spirit. How's his week going? Into that second week. Okay. Alright. Not looking fabulous, I have to say that. Looking a little bit rambunctious. So let's switch decks for the next 2 weeks. How about that? So now I'm going to use this other deck here called the Jack-O-Lantern Tarot. Can you see him? Jack-O-Lantern Tarot. Dun, da, da. 78 spooky and magical cards with instructions. Of course, I ignored the instructions. Here we go for week 3 for the Oompa Loompa. The Oompa Loompa. Okay, week 3, please. Bum, 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 bum. Well, that's a weird week. That really took a turn there. Okay, now let's look at the final week of October. How that's going. So that'd be right before the voltage. We're getting close, guys. It's almost over with. Thank you, Jesus. Oops. That's a great way to start the final week. You know what? The only card that we're missing that I usually get every time I pull on him is the devil. But everything else is right there in full force, as usual. Just have that mucky puck energy all the time around him. Yeah. What's that one? Okie dokie. Whoops. I pulled a couple extra because they kept falling into my face. Alrighty. Now, just to top that off, did you want to get up here? You're about to drive me to drink. That reminds me, I have one. Could you stop scratching and come over here and get up here and sit down? Come on. Small fry dog. Get up here. Oh my goodness. What's going on? Thank you. Sit down. Please. I'm going to toss just 4 of these little suckers on there just to see if they want to add a little flavor. A little opinion. Boy, some dog is being very obstinate tonight. Okie dokie. Let's look at this, shall we? All right. So week 1 for the Mr. Orange Marmalade. You know, he's feeling fairly good. He, at the beginning, so this would be like this week we've kind of had, but like right now in the beginning of it, he and BJ, you know, are going, oh, look at us, we're doing so good. They think they have an uptick because of the debate. You know, Trump thinks BJ did great. Buttercup, I've had it. Now lay down. It's enough. Thank you. And, you know, they're feeling like, oh boy, everything's working. We're on our way to the White House. That's kind of how they feel here at the beginning of the month. But right away in that first week, that lovely feeling doesn't last long, because the next one's the Ten of Swords. You know, like a big disaster. Stabbing in the back. Bad energy. Knocks the wind out of them. I think that has a little bit to do with Jack Smith's stuff that came out. It's like a big old push in the face. And it creates a tower moment. So there's already a tower moment right in the beginning of the month. Right? So we start out holding each other for support, but it all peters away right off the bat. So the first week starts to have a major tower moment. um, coming up. It's already started, really. I think that's referring to kind of backlash that's coming from the Jack Smith stuff. Then week 2, here he is, thinking he's regrouping. More than that, he's feeling all vengeful, his normal self. He needs to take revenge, act like his bully, jerk-face self because of this tower moment. So that just makes him more like himself. And then he goes into, we're going to have to steal this election and let's make plans. So they're planning. They've already been planning, but looks like after this thing with Jack Smith, they plan even more vigorously. We're going to need to steal. Now, it's interesting, though, that the thief who's stealing is about to step in a trap or a little noose for his foot. That's just something to think about. But have no doubts, they're quickly planning that. But, so then we get the Knight of Swords. So this will be like around 12th or something like that. It's another blow. It's another, I'm going to say, court blow or legal blow. That's the word I wanted. It's another legal blow coming to stab him in the heart. So he has that tower moment, and then he goes back to plotting, and then there's another instance, a stab in the face. And then, this is on week 2, here's the Knight of Cups. He needs to have people tell him how good he is. Compliment him, make him feel good, tell him he's the knight that's going to save us all and all that. So it's like kind of spending the weekend stroking his ego because it's been blow after blow after blow. And it's like, that's okay, you're still going to win because, we got all this cheating in store. So don't worry, you're fine. You're still going to march to the outcome because we all love you. So it's a little bit of delusion there towards the end of the second week. And that continues, that delusion, like in the beginning of the third week. Oh, I feel like, we're on our way to victory. I can see it already. I live in this, though. The victorious are all skulls on a stick. Oh yeah, we're about to, I'm sure we're winning. But then in that week, this is in that third week, surprise, 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 all of a sudden, out of left field, comes the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. So all of a sudden, even though he's trying to, get through it or something, there's even more backlash coming in from the women. Like that raises its head. I'm wondering if there may be because I don't really know, but maybe there's a rally, a woman's march or something. Are the women planning some kind of a thing? This makes me think that. Powerful women making a stand right in the middle of his week. and they're inspired, this Knight of Wands energy. You know, they've got a lot of inspiration to move forward and interrupt this parade. So it's like we're swooping in to stop this imaginary parade of victory, and we're going to do it with women power. And we're smart, we're accomplished, we have money, we're got it together. And we're fighting for our rights. See, we get this Empress because it always wants to remind us about reproductive rights. Even on here, it's got looks like a little baby skeleton there in that shield, but it's bringing that through. I like on this too that behind the Empress, it's a cat with wings. I'm pretty sure the Empress doesn't usually have a cat like that. She does have animals a lot, but it's interesting. It's like a cat owl, sort of. It's sort of a mixture. It's very weird looking. But it's kind of bringing cat energy in again, because this whole cat woman, you know, childless cat woman or whatever it is, it's not set well. They're not letting it go. And so I think in that third week, there's some kind of women display that's right in his face that he don't much like. So then we get the last one. Of course, I mixed up the cards. What was it? Okay, there it goes. It was like that, and that. Okay. No, it went that way. This is the way it goes. So, we had all that women stuff. And I don't know what it's going to be. I'm anxious to see if there is something. But it feels like a demonstration, a gathering, an event, something around that time. Now that week, I'm going to think is probably around Kamala's birthday time too. So I don't know. There's a lot of female energy coming forward right around that time. And so then the beginning of the next week after that, he gets the Ten of Swords, which would be not that great. And as a matter of fact, it's the second Ten of Swords in this reading. So you got one in the first week, and now another one in the second week. Look at this one's got a vulture standing over him. The old pumpkin head took a powder. This was detrimental. I feel for sure they're seeing the writing on the wall at this point. So is Oompa. It says death knell. And then right after the Ten of Swords, the Tower. The second Tower in the reading. And these cards came together that first week with a different deck. The first week, it was the Ten of Swords and the Tower. At the end of that week, and then at the beginning of the last week, Ten of Swords and the Tower again. Feels a little karmic, you know, when it's a repeat energy coming in. But it's another not looking good for you, buddy. We're getting closer and closer to the final vote, and things are looking crappy. I also think there might be, at this point, some news or information about early voting or something like that. It might look like, uh-oh, sure is a lot of votes. So after that Tower, the next card that came up in the reading is the Three of Cups. It's a victory for women. They're dancing, singing, and celebrating. That energy the week before paid off. They're happy about it. I don't know what that could be. You guys might already know, but I don't know. So that's that. Then we're getting really close to the election. You know, getting right up there to Halloween. And I pulled a couple more than 4 because the cards just kept coming out. But so after that, the women are feeling victorious, and yeah, it's a big victory, and there's a big tower and a big Ten of Swords. We're feeling like we're losing Trump. There's a lot of fighting and blame and infighting. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to have to do something to save our asses. Bring on the stealing. And then after, so there's all this, franticness with the Oompa Maga Loompas. And then, so we rush to action. We got to do something. So we run off kind of half-cocked to make some action happen. And there we go. We're running off. We're hoping, to steal a win. But the final outcome of this reading, and the final outcome for October 31st, Halloween, the Death card. I really couldn't do this better if I went through the cards ahead of time and put them all in order so you'd see it like this. I mean, really. 2 decks and he gets 2 towers, 2 Ten of Swords, the Death card. What's that? Oh, like the 5 of Wands, unrest, fighting, infighting. Steal. He gets the Stealing card, the Thief. So don't look that good. That should bring us a little bit of joy and uplifting. Because the cards are still, they're not changing their mind. They're still going with big fat loser. And really with this, even before we get to casting votes and counting votes, the writing's on the wall kind of a thing. Right? Well, that was interesting. So, let's do that same thing for the lovely and radiant, beautiful, evolved Kamala Harris. Let's see how her October's how the energy for that looks. It's kind of like almost anything would be better than what it looked like for Oompa Loompa. Kamala. Guides and spirits. How's it look like on her energy? I know you're watching out for her and you're caring for her. How good of a job are you doing in October? When it comes to the Kamala. Okay, well, that's the same card that the other reading started out with. What the? And I did shuffle. Let me do a little flip. A little bit flip. It's so hard to do because my hands are screwed up. Okay, there's that. Kamala, first week of October. Okay. Jack Smith is showing up in this, like in this first week. We've already had part of it, but this beginning of October. It looked like that was him in Trump's cards, and here he is again in this, it looks like. Okay, there's the first week. Let's go to week 2. I'm using this same deck before Tarot for her as well. Week 2. Interesting. Week 2. Come on, cards. You know who you're working with. Be clear as a daisy with me. Great. So for the next 2 weeks, let's use this other jack-o'-lantern deck for the next 2 weeks. There's one. Two. Three. Four. And the final week of October. What we got going on for that, Miss Kamala? What is that? Okay, yeah. Yeah. You know, there's still this weird energy about Trump's state of being when we actually get to election day. Like, it always feels weird. Like, it doesn't feel like anything normal about it. Of course, that's not that unusual. But it always kind of feels like he might not even be there or something. I don't know. Does he drop or run away or what? Right. Okay. Well, it's nothing like his, that's for sure. All right, here we go. So they start the month out, you know, not feeling too bad. We're still steadily moving towards our goal, right? A lot of times this Four of Wands, I might call it like the White House card sometimes, or the, you know, the goal, the building that we're trying to move into and all that. So, you know, we're moving along. That's the way those other guys thought too. But here in this first week, Jack Smith shows up. So he's going to show up as the King of Swords. A lot of times Kamala's the Queen of Swords. Because, you know, they're about law, justice, fairness, truth. And here he comes. He's got this hawk on his arm too. So he's coming in with quite a bit of new information. And it's like, you know what? He comes in, he presents it right in front of you. You can't really ignore it. You know, there it is. And just that, this thing that comes through them, I'm sure that everybody's been reading it by now, but so far I hadn't heard too much about what all it says. But that works in her favor. So this is like the charity card. Like she gets some benefit from this, right? It picks her up more votes. That's what I'm going to say from this card. It doesn't hurt her. This news coming out does not hurt her. It actually helps. You know, it's all part of the kind of the bigger plan. And even in things where they thought they were thwarting it, like we'll push this back, we'll push this back, we'll slow it down, we'll slow it down. And then just a couple weeks before election, he puts information out, which they were trying to avoid. So, you know, it kind of backfires. But this helps her, and this gives her even more juice. You know, it's she's feeling a little more secure with people liking her or looking to her, right? Instead of this. That makes them look away from him even more, this information that comes out. So that's kind of that first week, sort of dealing with that, sitting with it, seeing how that goes, and her not really being negatively affected by that, even though I know whatever they're hooting and hollering about it, but it doesn't matter. So it gives her a little bit of a boost. And so the second week, she kind of takes a breath, and because also the temperance and two of coins, is able to take just a little bit of a breath and try to get herself recharged and replenished. So it's like a little bit of recharging, replenishing, because it might look like to them, even though they don't always tell us that on the news, that she's got a little bit of a leg up, which I believe is true. But it doesn't mean she gets to stop, but she gets to take a moment to recharge. Kind of recharge. You know, not reorganize, but get clear on where do we go next? What do we focus on? We're still going to focus on children, babies. That's a big thing. About people get to choose when and how they have their own babies. That's still a thing that we're doing. But by the end of that week, she's all back. Stronger than ever. Recharged, renewed, ready to go forward. She always comes out as the Queen of Wands, either that or the Queen of Swords. But this is that passionate queen. And they keep showing me this too, because ever since they put the old childless cat ladies into the picture, we get little pussycat here with her all the time. So she's back in her game, back to go, you know, again. And then the third week, she's in, you know, there's a little bit more, because it can't all be roses and sunshine, but there's a little bit of lie crap that comes up, you know, that you have to deal with. It's all this stupid chatter and whatever. You know, I can imagine them saying things like she's in cahoots with Jack and it's a plan or something like that. But all this crappy disinformation coming out, that's the beginning of the third week. But still, she's got justice on her side. There she is, Queen of Justice. Love it. Let's also remember this week would be her birthday week. Miss Libra pants, just like me. And it's still a good week for her, and justice is on her side. She was born for justice, basically. And I don't know, like her birthday that week, Tim, her Knight of Wands, that would be kind of her partner. You know, if she's the Queen of Wands, he'd kind of be the Knight of Wands, really. And so he's killing it out there, making her name known, speaking on her behalf, doing a great job, like a knight in shining armor for her, and really out doing it. You know, maybe doing a little bit of double duty so she can have a break for her birthday or something, but really out there on the field, holding down the fort. And so this is week 3. We're moving into the final week, and we're really just pulling in all of our resources to make this happen, you know, make the magic happen. We're really focused on a win, even if it takes a miracle or magic. So, you know, we're together on it. We're all looking forward. Now we're talking about a magician creating good, right? For the people, for the group. And so we're kind of focused on, we're doing this for all of us, kind of a thing. It's less for Kamala, more for the world. Then the final week of October, you know, we're getting ready to get up on the shore and wait for the vote. You know, we're starting to count the votes. We're watching the votes come in. We're already kind of seeing them at this point, like mail-in or early voting. Like, you don't necessarily know what they voted for, but the numbers, I feel like, are big right from the beginning. There's a lot of early voting, I feel like. So she's kind of, you know, on the shore waiting for a ship to come in. But, you know, there's already a feeling that it's on its way, right? We can already kind of feel it. Then the only other card that they both shared is this 9 of Pentacles, because it's the women marching forward again. Now this time, they're marching forward to cast their vote. And they're already voting ahead of time, early, in person, voting, marching with intention to the voting booth or voting apparatus. Also, some extra energy and votes from young people, Page of Pentacles. This card comes up a lot too for her because she speaks to the younger crowd. I know that BJ's the youngest, but I don't know who he speaks to. But it's not really young people. There's evidence. See, I keep getting Pentacles. A lot of times are votes when I'm looking at these kinds of things. So I think you can even see there's young vote coming. I know it's not voting day, but like the votes are already arriving, or you can tell, like, from where they're coming from. Like, you know, all these early votes from like a college town or something like that. But anyway, there's more and more evidence coming early, like a week early, that we're moving in the right direction. She's still the Nine of Wands. She's still the defender of the people. She's team people, right? She's defending them, standing up for them to the end. And that's why, and people recognize that, and so then they support her supporting them, right? Oh, that's really good. It's all like votes, support, young people. We're already looking for the good to come in because it's already seems evident. And we're also getting the Ten of Swords again. Remember, it came out twice in his reading. And this is the same position as it was in his reading, the final outlook. I think it's obvious to them that they're going to win. Already at that point, even before, a few days before the votes all in or thing, it's still looking like when we get to this point, it's looking really obvious that we're going to win. Now also, because I keep getting this Ten of Swords over and over in association with Oompa Loompa. And this is that energy too that keeps coming up, like, does something happen to him where he's not there all of a sudden? Or it's like right before the vote. Does he fall down and hurt him, go boom? Or is he sick? Does he get COVID? Something. I don't know, but this keeps coming up over and over that there's some big not great thing having to do with him where he's not fully present or he's not there or something. So there's that. It showed up again in her reading, is the final outcome, because I think it's talking about the final outcome as it comes to him. Because right after that card, the other, so immediately after that card, I get the, oh, here's the other card that was in his reading, the Thieves. So after this defeat, thievery rears its ugly head. You know, that's the next thing on the list. They're already planning on stealing the election already now, like way before the votes are counted. So that's still obvious here at the end of the month. But the good thing about that, so here we rush over to put our evil, conniving plans at work. But guess what? She gets then. You can't even make this up. So the next, because they just came out, they were the next three cards that came out because I was going to stop. But after I got that Trumpy card on the end, and then it's like the cheating, then the next three cards are her again. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. Three mighty good, yes, ace cards. This Ace of Wands, Swords, I mean, she gets a lot because truth, justice, the American way is the winner. Ace of Cups, she carries on from the King of Cups, Joe Biden, moves that forward. Ace of Wands is, you know, spirit. She's for spirit, for the all, for the everything, you know. So I don't know, you get three. Is that even possible to get three aces in a row in the deck? And I shuffled that deck over and over and over. So you can tell as you look at that. Oh yeah, then the next one is Four of Wands, celebrating, dancing and singing in the house. That's at the bottom of the deck. You know, because I was saying, remember when my question, I was being a smart ass, and I said, yeah, what are you going to do? How good are you going to do at helping her? They're like, well, what if we give her three aces? So, you know, if you look at all those, the readings are kind of like night and day. They really are, because there's always so much dark energy. Like the darkest of the cards show up when I do the orange side, and there's always a lot more light and stuff in the blue side. So I like that. That's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all I have time for right now, but I just wanted to kind of get a little temperature, kind of check in and see how energies are going, see if there's any big shocking change, you know, like if I'd pulled cards and there was all the towers in Kamala's pull, that would have been concerning. But no, both decks gave their towers to the other dude. And those Tens of Swords and all the other, the Death card. None of those came for Kamala. The only thing missing this time was old Mr. Devil. Is he even getting sick of Donald? Has the devil deserted him as well? Because it's been a while since I pulled on him that the devil didn't come out. It's like, okay, well, how many times can you show yourself, devil? Right. So maybe he's also losing interest in his minion. Okay, guys. Hope you liked that. Hope you enjoyed the Jack-o'-lantern cards. They're a pretty fun deck. They got some nice images, and they're a fun deck to play with, especially around Halloween. I have another Halloween deck, too, called the Halloween Tarot. I like it, too, and it has beautiful images. The little bit harder thing about this deck is, for some reason, like this would be the World card in it, for some reason they decide to change the suits from cups, wands, swords, and pentacles, and so they call them pumpkins, ghosts, imps, and something else. Pumpkins, ghosts, imps. Can't remember the other one, but it makes it just a little bit confusing because you have to keep going. Okay, this means pentacles. This means, but they're beautiful. I'll use those next time so you guys can see them. Okay, guys, I love you so much, and I hope you have a nice week. And I'll get on here a little bit sooner because I have some other things I want to do to share with you guys. There's Spasmatic back there. Oh, she's having a time today. I love you very much. I'd say a bushel and a peck. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.